We've served the Lord for many a year, different capacities, and it's a blessing. Every Sunday is a blessing.
I volunteer because I love Jesus and I want to be like Jesus.
I like to serve, and this is the area that I like to serve because I love babies. I love it. I love to be able to comfort them and make them feel happy when they're scared away from their mom and dads.
It makes you feel good. It gives you more of a purpose.
I love doing it for one thing, and it gives me a chance to give back a little for what I've received. 1 minute left.
It helps me get connected to the other people in the church. Just feels good.
It makes me kind of focus on worship as a time to really worship God, as opposed to just singing or just playing an instrument, just making sure you've really got your heart into a place of worship.
It doesn't matter where I go to worship, but as long as I'm there, I need to serve God because He's given me this talent that I have to give back to Him. And that's really why I volunteer. It's because I don't want to keep that talent for myself. I have to lay it at the foot of His throne.
Thank you.
I have to come every week. I'm serving donuts for God.
It's made me a lot happier in relationships and just everyday life kind of thing.
Service as a way to demonstrate the full extent of our love for Jesus. And Jesus said this in verse 17. He says, now that you know these things, you'll be blessed if you do them. Circle the word blessed. The word blessed is the word markion in the Greek. It means to be filled with joy or happy. In essence, what he is saying is the byproduct of showing the full extent of your love for me by serving others is that you will be filled with joy. The world will tell you that happiness comes by being served. Jesus tells us exactly the opposite. Jesus tells us that happiness comes by giving service. And not just any service. Selfless service. Serving like Jesus. Serving others as you would serve Jesus. And that's the example that changes everything. Now I'd like to ask, if you were involved in a volunteer ministry here at Chandler Christian Church, usher, greeter, children's ministry, worship team, men's ministry, women's ministry, any aspect of volunteer service, if you give yourself in service and effort here as a part of our ministry at Chandler Christian Church, would you stand up? Just stand up real quickly and remain standing for a second. Would you stand up to do so? Would you show these people that you appreciate what they do? Now, most of them are not interested in standing up and getting your acclaim at all. A few of them might be, but most of them are not. They do what they do because they love Jesus. And they serve to show Him the full extent of their love. And maybe today you go, you know, that I need to do that. That needs to be me. I want to show Him the full extent of my love. So how do I do that? Well, inside your worship folder this morning, you'll find a note that says Pastor Roger and Chandler Christian Church's staff top 10 needs for servants. Would you take that out with me right now? There's a whole list there of things. These are things that the staff have given me as their top 10 needs for servants. You notice that there's an 11 because maybe there's something you didn't see listed that you'd like to be involved with, and we want to get you plugged in. My encouragement for you is to say, you know, if I really want to show Jesus the full extent of my love for Him, then I need to get plugged in. I need to find a place to serve. Now, don't get me wrong. If you check a mark here and put your name and information on it, it doesn't mean that you're committed for life. I guess I got to do this now until Jesus comes back or I dies. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about just saying, you know, I'd like to find out. Maybe I love kids. Is there a way I can help? And we'll be in touch with you and say, here's some of the needs we have. How can we help you get plugged in? We'll find something that works with you so that you can show Jesus the full extent of your love by serving others, just like he showed us the full extent of his love by washing feet. And you can check off what this is and drop it in the offering bag or take it home with you and bring it back another weekend or email it to us or whatever you might need to do so that you can show Christ the full extent of your love for him. And the Bible says very clearly that this is how we show our love. This is how we follow the example that changes everything. And today, if we're surrendered to Jesus and we want to show him the full extent of our love, we will serve others selflessly, just like Jesus. But that's your decision. What will you decide today?